Judy, are you in Houston as well? Yes, I agree, Tammy. I certainly agree because it's usually hot here or cold. So I am definitely enjoying the weather. You love the traffic, huh? Are you? Okay. I'm not sure about that. Judy's in Milwaukee. Okay. So what are the different content areas that we teach? Is it science, math, English? Okay, about 3 more minutes before we get started. Well, we have plenty of people joining the session. One of the questions we asked earlier was, where are you calling in from? Where are you currently in the country? And so far we have most of the people in Houston, and we have one person from Milwaukee. Okay, just a minute. Alrighty, so again, I want to take the opportunity to welcome everyone to today's session, the Mobile Tech Training session, and I want to thank everyone for participating in the 2015 CSTEM Challenge. Before we get started, I am going to mute everyone's microphone. And if you look in the attendees box, you'll notice at the top, if you have a question, you can raise your hand, or you can actually you actually have the ability to type in your comment and then press send, and we'll go from there. So I'm just going through muting everyone. Okay. All right. And so if everyone is able to see the slide deck that's up, you should see the intro slide deck that says everyone is an artist and an engineer. If you're having issues and you can't see, would you please either raise your hand or type within the text box at the bottom, and we'll see if we can get you situated. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and get started. And so again, I want to thank everyone for joining the CSNM Challenge. Okay. And so here's what we're going to look at covering today. I always start, whenever I do any type of facilitation or training, I always start with why I'm doing it. And so we'll go from there. We'll look at mobile tech, the innovation or innovative side of mobile tech. And then we'll go through and we'll look at 4 innovative skills that innovators have, and application, how those can be applied. And we'll come back and do a summary. I'll share a couple of project resources with you, and then from there we'll talk about next steps. Before I get started, are there any questions? So since the focus of today's session is mobile technology, I want to poll the audience. So I'm going to set out a question, and it's simply yes, no. I just want to know how many of us today use mobile technology in the classroom. Okay, so if you would just respond to the session. Okay, so you typed in no. So right now we have about 7% of the audience says yes. And about 35% saying no. Okay. Alrighty, so the majority of us don't. For the 7% that said yes, does anyone else care? Because it looks like we don't have everyone participating in the poll. Was there anyone else that would care to respond to the poll? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close it out now. Close, okay. So again, I always start the session with why, but let me back up a second and just basically explain my background. So I am what is called an organizational change strategist. And so which one of our participants have actually heard of that term before? Organizational change, or change manager, or change consultant? Well, you guys are a quiet bunch today. So no one's heard of it? essentially what change management is it's just a method and applying processes to projects that are carried out within the community or within the corporate space or within government. But it focuses on the people side because we know that typically when people manage projects, the life cycle of a project can be difficult, but the most difficult challenge is really getting the people on board to move forward, whether it's user adoption or whether it's a complete change in the way you're doing things. And so my focus is helping leaders develop those strategies. I do work in the oil and gas space, and so we focus on aligning people, processes, and technology to deliver exceptional business value, as it says. And one of my mottos is change happens one person at a time. So with that, I always start out with why again. Just basically, people don't get what you do. They really buy into why you do it. And Simon Sinek is one of my the thought leaders I follow with respect to engaging people and motivating people. And then I share the same curiosity. I always wonder why people do what they do. What motivates you? I'm very passionate about what I do. And so I just wanted to pose a question before we go any further and ask anyone if they would like to share their why. In your role or something that you enjoy in life, why, what's passionate about it? How do you connect with other people behind that? No takers? Okay. Well, here's my why. I currently work again in oil and gas, but I work for a company called ConocoPhillips, and I actually work within a space called Eagleford, which is in South Texas, and it is, just to give you a couple of facts about Eagleford. Eagleford is the largest oil reserve in the history of the United States. It was discovered some years ago. And so the actual space is huge. I'm actually going to show you a map in a second, but one of the things that I focus on when I'm communicating or I'm initiating change is I always try to get people to understand that this is a legacy that we're building here. And it really is about helping the community move forward. So when you think about it, when you think about the economy here in Texas, it's based on this one asset. And when you think about the economy within the United States, it's really based upon the oil and gas successes here within the Texas space. And this particular formation has impacted the world. There are other countries actually modeling this one space within Texas to bring out technologies that will allow them to actually be able to go in and get resources that were not available in the past. And so this is what the Eagleford looks like. When you look at the formation itself, this orange space here located right here, and I'm highlighting it in yellow. That represents Eagleford, and it runs from the border of Mexico in South Texas all the way up to East Texas. It's about 20,000 miles in radius and scope. It represents about 12 million acres. And so when you think about it, that's a lot of space. If you look at the little graph to the left of the map, you look at the resources. The red actually represents the gas, the volume of gas that's there, and then the green represents the oil, of course. And what you see circled in black is actually what Conoco is responsible for. And so there are many players within Eagleford. Was actually the second largest player within Eagleford. So, we use this word a lot, innovate.
We use innovation, we throw it around, and there are a lot of complex definitions of innovation or innovate. But at the end of the day,
it really means just to make something new. And so when we look at a lot of the technological innovations in the marketplace today, those technological innovations are really centered around something that was already here. And so one case in point is the iWatch, or the Samsung watch. So these things, these devices have been around forever, but it is the ability to identify ways to extend their capabilities. That's really what's innovative about it. And so when we think about mobile technology, it really is innovation at its best. And so before we
go any further, I just wanted to pose a question. When we say mobile technology, what comes to mind, if you don't mind typing in the box? Just,
what comes to mind? I know most people want to say mobile phones, but what really comes to mind when you say mobile technology?
That's okay, Terry. Thank you.
Wireless apps. Okay, so those are some of the standard answers that we had. So those are good answers. Interactive learning, Google Glasses. Okay, those are all great answers. Yeah, those Google Glasses are something else. And so when we say interactive learning, can you give me an example of interactive learning from a mobile technology perspective? Makia. Does anyone else have an example of interactive learning from the perspective of mobile technology? Okay, yes, that's a great example. Yes, being able to respond to polls from your mobile phone, and even being able to attend training sessions from your mobile device as well, because even the elected has a app where you can attend a session via your mobile device. So that's pretty awesome as well. So let's take a look at the standard definition for mobile technology. It is technology that is portable, and it refers to any device that we can carry, and it typically performs a variety of tasks. And so if you think about a device like Google Glass, which is literally a computer that fits over your glasses, or even the iWatch, which is literally a computer that fits across your wrist and has many capabilities. This is mobile technology, but what's making it a little bit different is that it's wearable. It's wearable. But what all of these things have in common is that they are uniquely made for humans. They're made for humans, and they're made designed to actually improve the human condition or improve the quality of the human experience in some way. So one of the things that we've done within Eagleford is we updated the two-way radios that our well operators use. And I can just hear some of you saying now, yeah, that's a walkie-talkie. What's innovative about that? Because that's pretty much what I said when I saw it and found out and discovered what we were doing. But when I really got into it and understood the capability of the walkie-talkie and the rationale behind why we were rolling them out, we have well operators that basically operate in the field, and sometimes there may be a distance of 100 miles between two well operators, and they're out on these sites in the middle of nowhere. And so, what this device has the capability of doing is if something were to happen to them, then it actually it has an automated process where it will actually contact operations, and let operations know where this person is with GPS within a 10 feet radius. So that's pretty awesome. And it also detects if this person, if they're not verbal, if the radio has been left lying down, or if the operator is laying in a horizontal position, then the radio would automatically go back and it would alarm operations, so they would send someone out to check on them. The first thing they do is they're going to call out to the person. And so this one little piece of technology is really critical to what we call a rolling work program. Can everyone hear me? I'm reading that there's some weird sounds coming from the session. Okay, let me go ahead and readjust my mic. I'm going to turn it off and turn it right back on and see if that will help some of the challenges. Is this better? Can you hear me now? Okay, here we go. I'm going to turn my mic up just a little bit more too so everyone can hear it. Okay. So I talked a little bit about technology being developed and designed to help improve the human experience. But at the end of the day, when we look at technological innovation or any type of innovation, it really begins with people. That's where everything starts. And so one of the things I did was I looked at, when you think about people being the innovators, what drives someone to innovate? What's in the mind? Or what type of mind does an innovative thinker have? And so I did some research, and I actually pulled these from a book called Innovator's DNA. And they developed a competency which include about 4 to 5 skills that they clustered in what they call the discovery-driven competency. And so these skills throughout the study were present among all of the innovators, whether it was Elon Musk, who essentially created Tesla and has opened up SpaceX down in South Texas, so whether it was Jeff Bezos with Amazon, or even Bill Gates, all of them have these 4 discovery skills in common. And so what I wanted to do today was to take a moment and go through these discovery skills and then talk about how we can use those, how we can apply them. And so this first discovery skill is called associating. And so when you think about associating, it's really as it sounds. You're looking at more than one product or device or piece of information, and you're looking at the commonalities. What do these things have in common, or what can I do with these two concepts, these two pieces of technology to basically form one piece of technology that improves both pieces, or you develop something totally different than either of them. So a great example is when you think about Apple, the case for the Apple CPU and also the MacBook Pro. So the concept for the gunmetal silver casing actually came from the door handle of a Mercedes-Benz. This is where Steve Jobs actually got the idea from. The addition or the version of the MacBook prior to this version actually came from a Cuisinart Blue, because he was in the appliance store and he saw the white plastic. So do any of us remember the white plastic Macs that they had about 4 or 5 years ago? That was actually inspired by an appliance. So this is what we mean when we say associate. It's these type of ideas and concepts that are born out of something that already exists that gives us the ability to really innovate. And so here's a couple of things that I've put together that I think would help when you're working your projects. If you look at what you're trying, what you're looking to develop, and you run into a problem, or you're really looking to come up with some new ideas, you may want to just pick up a catalog and turn to a random page and identify a product in there. And you begin questioning how you can associate this particular product with something else. And so, and how does this product relate to my problem or the concept that I'm trying to bring forward? How can I use this product? What are the similarities between the customer for this product or the audience for this product versus the audience for my product? Whether it's developing learning, or whether it's developing a strategy, or whether it's developing a concept. And so I take a piece of paper and I jot it all down, and I use it until I am able to develop what I'm looking for. Can anyone think of how this particular skill would support you within CSTEM or even within your current learning environments? Well, let me ask you, do you feel like this particular skill set would support you in moving forward to develop your whatever technology you offer, you're going to be developing for the CSTEM challenge? Let me type the question because I've got a couple of people saying they can't hear. Okay, so I just typed it in. Basically, I asked, how do you see the skill supporting you in the CSTEM challenge? So one person said the technology should help us be more productive and not just used as a gimmick. So absolutely. So okay, we'll just be thinking about that. I'll do a summary. I'll answer some of the same questions again as we go through. I'm going to move on to the next skill, discovery skill. This discovery skill is question. And so we know that the question is really critical to the innovative process. It's critical to any technological process, particularly science. There always has to be a question about a problem that needs to be solved. So Einstein said that the formulation to a problem is often more important than the solution itself. And so a lot of times we go for the answer before we formulate the right question. And so the thing is consistent about great innovators is that they ask three fundamental questions. What if, looking at the future, and then how can we do it? What resources do I need? What tools? What are the things I need or we need to make this happen? And then why not? Because they're always in status charted, challenging the status quo. And so one way to actually change the dynamic of a discovery session or a meeting where you're looking for solutions is to basically flip the script, and instead of looking at best practices, because typically
Using start best practices, who's doing what, and what's effective about it, who has the most effective method or technology. And so we flip the script. We say that you ask
the best questions. And so who can come up with the best question concerning the issue at hand? Thank you, Tammy. Actually, Tammy, let me go ahead. I'm going to stop for a second and go back. Tammy wrote that she thinks she will be able to write their own apps, and this is based on the associating skill set. They have great ideas and encourage them to find ways together to address that issue. And that's exactly the type of insight or feedback I'm looking to get. How will you engage your students, and how will you use these concepts or these skills to basically help you as you look for ways off of the beaten path to really engage your students and to come up with something really insightful and really for the challenge. And for your instructional process, and being able to just literally create something successful in life, if you will. And so as we go to the questioning piece, it's pretty much the same way, So instead of looking at best practices, you're looking at developing the best question to whatever the problem that you need to solve. And so you ask, what are the challenges? What is the real challenge that we're facing here? What are we really trying to accomplish? Why are we looking at this problem the way we're looking at it? And this brings up a great story that one of the most bizarre innovators in our business space today, Clay Christensen, went to go consult a company, a fast food company, and what he did was he flipped or repositioned the question so that they could gain their insights around solving this particular problem. And what the question was really centered around a milkshake. There were the fast food restaurants was selling milkshakes, and what they noticed was that the milkshakes really sold better during the morning than they did in the afternoon. The expectation was that the milkshake would sell better in the afternoon, but it actually sold better in the morning. So, Clay Christensen posed one question. He asked, why do people hire this milkshake? What are they hiring this milkshake to do for them when they can do it again? And so from there, they were able to determine a myriad of
plethora of responses or answers available for them to create new flavors, to create new textures, and ways to really drive the revenue and the customer back to it. As we know with this milkshake, people often still try it. So the milkshake was something that would hold them off until they got to the job. It was sort of a distraction, but it was also breakfast for some people or plenty of answers. But what it did was it went on to actually help increase the business growth for this particular fast food restaurant.
Okay. Do I still sound off? Okay, what about now? So let me see, I'm going to adjust a couple of things. I'm trying to look on the volume for a second. Is that better? Okay. So I try to, just mental skills is very, as scientists or technologists, and in general, people who are looking to solve problems, having good observational skills is a must.
The thing about innovators is that they are really keen on noticing the world around them, how things work, how they fit together, how they don't fit, and what's missing.
So when you look at this particular skill set,
How do you discover skills?
it's really
Looking at what you can discover that will basically transform the project that you're working on, or the one thing that you're trying to develop. And so, again, you're just observing what's around you, you're observing the technologies that are out today, the way they come to the market, how they're impacting customers, how they're impacting you in your life. If there's something, a product or service or you enjoy about your environment, maybe where you live, what's unique about it, what's different, what are the different perspectives about it. And so again, I've included a few things that you can do to even engage students in the classroom. One is looking at different types of products or services, and one thing would be great if you could take a field trip to the mall, or if you're able to get out in the learning environment, or assign for your students to go to the mall and look at the different type of products, look at the customers and how they respond to the products, the things that they're interested in, and what are the differences. How does the person in the store interact with the customer, and vice versa. And so the next one is idea networking. And so, quick question, how many of us actually network now? And by network, I mean you go to social events, or you go to professional organizational meetings to network with others, to learn and identify what they're doing, or to connect with entrepreneurs.
Okay, the short session does. Okay, very good. Okay.
Are these networking events, usually within your space, meaning education or science or technology, engineering or math, or do they fall outside of the scope of that? Those domains of areas. But typically, when I network, one of the things I do is I look at connecting with other people to identify business opportunities or to introduce my business to someone else. And the difference between idea networking and looking for potential business opportunities is that you're really connecting with people so that you can identify ways to cultivate and expand your idea. Looking for resources to help grow that idea that you have. So when you think about that, it's really tapping into areas outside of your domain to find resources and gain insights that may support other discovery skills such as observing and definitely associating. And so when you look at this network, the global network above the young lady in the cloud, what do you notice? What are some of the things you notice about that network?
Yes, that's exactly right. Tammy, it is
Diverse network. Yes, the difference in ages. If you look to the top right, you'll even see a baby at the top, which she's included in her network.
And you may ask, well, why baby? Well, just paying attention to how kids behave and the different things that they do. They can sport ideas as well. They can help generate spark an idea that may lead to something else. And so one thing was the gentleman, I can't remember his name, but the guy that invented the super soldier was actually an engineer. But he wanted to develop a toy, a super water bed for his kids. And so it ended up being something that went much, much farther than I'm sure he ever imagined. And so it's those little things that we take for granted sometimes, understanding that, this small area can really have a huge impact on the things that we do, the things that we see, the things that we think of life.
So let's look at some of the ways to cultivate this particular thing. Okay, so
traditional network models, idea networking, as I said, is all about connecting with people that cultivate ideas and provide resources. So one of the things you may want to look at is identifying type of network opportunities in your area, but they're not in your domain. And so what that could mean is if you're an engineer, maybe going to professional art or professional just to see the different perspective and see the other side of the perspective when it comes to cultivating your ideas. Being able to connect with people who think differently than you. Some people are very detail oriented, while others are big picture thinkers. And so when you bring those two people together and look at you're looking at the same situation, the same picture.
They see it different. And so having these conversations around
what you see, how it all works together, can really be transformational. So the last thing we look at social media, that's relatively a space that's relatively easy to get in, especially for the day when you have different groups different professional groups where people go and homeschool so they cross paths. So this is a very rich area that includes the ideas of to connect with other people that may be able to support that idea and ultimately be able to take that feedback or that information, those insights into the classroom so that you can impact learning. And so those are the four discovery skill sets, discovering skills that support that competency. And excuse me, when you look at associating, looking at various ideas or concepts and how they relate to one another, being able to maybe develop a totally new product or service or piece of technology or otherwise really that's that lends itself to one of the two concepts on problems that you're looking at the moment, or when you know something totally different. It's a great skill set to have. It's definitely a great skill set to use in life in general. And then, of course, you're looking at questioning and not necessarily looking at how the solution, but forming the right question to solve this solution. It helps you to understand what the right problem, whether the solution that you have in mind is the right solution for the situation. And the next thing is observe. Understanding that as scientists, as teachers, those things we have to engage.
We get ways to do that, being able to identify ways to develop the technologies that are going to expound on those things in the classroom. And then last again, going back to the idea
networking, being able to connect with people who don't have the same things in common, who don't have the same way of seeing it. And sometimes this can be a little uncomfortable, stressful, but we have to be comfortable with connecting with people who don't see the world as we see the world. That's just supposed to go across the board. And so what I want to do now is pose a question, and I'm going to type it. I'm going to type it as well as state it. Just looking for feedback with respect to the four discovery skills and how you feel that each one of these discovery skills, you don't have to list all of them, but maybe pick one or two and share how you feel like these discovery skills will support you in the classroom as you're going through and you're coming up with ideas and looking at the type of books that you've been working for the C-STEM challenge. We're just waiting for a couple of responses. I'm looking at
again, looking at the full discovery skills and
How
how
they may support success within the system challenge program.
to working with your children as you're coming up with ideas and concepts for themselves. Okay, we'll move to responses in a second. The other thing I did was I provided a couple of project resources. This is collaborate and create, absolutely. Have students plan, explore, ask, research for and ask, and search for answers. Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm going to go through a couple of project resources that I identified and they support you guys moving forward. How many of us are familiar with Instructables website? This website is really designed to, it's a DIY site, do it yourself, and it's designed to give basic instructions on how to do a plethora of things. And so they do have a technology section. And so one of the things that stood out to me was actually the beginning soft circuits design page. This individual actually has several patterns and several different techniques for designing soft circuits. There are several within Instructables. If you click on the technology page, the technology button at the top of the site, and it'll take you to all of the DIY site.
And the other one I found this the training
what page, and it's just simply 100 do-it-yourself tech projects that you can come up with, and if you just click on as they go across, it'll give you an overview of what each one is, and then you can click to go further, and it gives you instructions and what it takes to actually design that particular piece of technology. And going back to how you use the discovery skills, Tammy wrote, it will be when they begin, I will try to encourage them to think of an idea, express how it will work, and look at the functionality and how it will solve the problem. It's good feedback. Absolutely, Tammy. This discovery phase is where it all begins. You're exactly right. And just want to let you guys know that this slide deck will be available within the system break. So if you did get a chance to write any of those discovery skills down, and some of the steps or ideas, the action items, I have access to those. And so in closing, just wanted to remind everyone that the trainings that will be provided within these sessions, they will be available on System Break site, on the System Break platform, so you can actually log into those and find and play back any sessions that you want to hear again, so you can get ideas from. To kick off for the System Challenge 2015's will be held this coming Saturday, August 25th, and it will be facilitated on the System Break as well. So with that, the majority of the communication that takes place between teachers and students and identifying content, concept, collaborating, all of that will actually transpire on the System Break platform. And then there's other capabilities as well as blogging, sharing research, uploading content as well. So all of that will be on the System
Right. And then the other thing is the discussion questions that you're responsible for are there as well for this particular session. So you'll be able to identify those and complete questions, discussion questions, and engage around those questions. And so I've included within this presentation the practice guide. Oh, I'm sorry, the racing guide, which begins Saturday. There's 7 cycles. So it will, again, commence October 25th, which is this Saturday, and the final session where you will present your artifacts will be April 4th. And so I look forward to engaging with you. I look forward to seeing your projects and your technologies work. Are there any questions before we go? There's about 10 minutes left, and so I'm just going to see if anyone has any questions before we dismiss. Okay, well, that's it. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you this Saturday, where I'll have more tips and ideas on how to develop your projects. So thank you for your time.